So Concord is officially shut down. It shut down a few days ago, but it is officially shut down, and I'm going to make a video on it because I bought and played the game. When the announcement came out that the game was going to shut down, I decided to, for some reason, buy the game. Um, yeah. I decided after the announcement, and I'd only have about 3 days to play the game, I bought it for $50. And I was going to keep it sealed. I wasn't even going to play it. It was a simple thing where I knew that when the game shut down, the value would just skyrocket. And it did. The game is worth over $100 now on eBay. I wouldn't call it exactly worth that much, but that's how much it's selling for. But I did get to play the game, and I really did attempt to platinum it, and I got to about level 40 before the game inevitably shut down. And I gotta say, man, I had a fucking blast on this game. In the 3 days that I played this, probably around 20-25 hours, this was a great time. This game is not bad. And I really just want to talk about why I think this game failed, even though I truly do think it is overall a good game. And the first thing I do want to bring up is the price tag. This game was 56 Canadian for me, including taxes, which is a steep price for a game that has very little modes and is a simple 5v5 shooter. It had 3 modes total, and none of them were like payload or anything like that. It was like basically a team deathmatch it was basically kill confirmed. They also had a domination and then like a round based one life game where it's like first to four or something. That's all they had. There was nothing else for actually playing. There was something called time trials, but I never tried it. I doubt anyone else really did either. But it's pretty much like an arena shooter, since you don't really even heal over time. You actually heal from health items around the map, which is really interesting. But it really didn't have much going for it for $56. And I think that was one of the biggest problems about this game, is that it had less content than current 5v5 hero shooters on the market. And those 5v5 hero shooters on the market are free. So it's really hard to go with that. And then both of the games that are out right now, or at least Marvel Rivals that's coming out, has like established IP with characters, and Overwatch has been established for 10 years. So they have a following because of their characters. Meanwhile, Concord is a brand new IP, nothing to do with Sony ever before, which in a way kind of blows my mind that they didn't go for a 5v5 off of the character IPs that they already have, because they have a lot to work with, and it would be really interesting if they did that. But I digress. I do think that the 50 plus dollar, the $50 price tag, or the 40 American if you're in America, was too steep for what it was asking for. But do I still think it's a good game? If this was free to play and people actually gave it a shot, I think this game would have done a lot better than it did. I don't think it would be shut down yet if the game was free. The problem is that everybody clowned on this game, including myself, that because this just looked ridiculous. It kind of did. It didn't. It looked like a Destiny clone in the PvP. The characters didn't look that good. The character design, don't get me wrong, a lot of these are misses, but some of them are hits. But some of them are some fat fucking misses. But the problem is that everybody was clowning on the game already, and even if you thought, maybe I'll give it a shot, the price tag was way too much to even consider. Even for myself. I was clowning on the game, and there was a part of me that wanted to try it, but I was just not willing to pay that price. But when the game was announced to shut down, and there's rumors that it could come back, but when it was announced to shut down, I did want it. I wanted it more then because I wanted to at least experience this game before it could possibly be gone forever. And leading up to that decision of buying it, plenty of people were telling me, yo, play this game. It actually is really good. Like, give it a shot. And that's why I think if the game was free to play, it would at least have like 1,000 people on it consistently. Because people would try that free, they'd try it because it's free. Because why not, you know? Why not try a game if it's free? Even if people are clowning on it, even if people are shitting on it leading up to its release, if it's free, I might as well see if I like it individually. And I think a lot of people would have been like, yo, this game's actually kind of fun. And they would genuinely enjoy it and enjoy it as a free-to-play game. And all they would have to do is sell skins as microtransactions, and you'd be fine. But they just didn't do that, and they went with the very, very outdated $50 price tag on a multiplayer-only game. Honestly, if this had a story, I think it would have sold decent. I mean, like, I think people would have been open to a new IP if it was a single-player game with multiplayer features, but it's only multiplayer for $50. It just doesn't sit right with me, because the last game to do that was Overwatch 10 years ago, and they switched to free-to-play, what was it, 2 years ago now? So, like, I don't really understand what they're thinking. It just doesn't make sense to me how they thought this was a good idea. They started developing this game 8 years ago, only 2 years after Overwatch 1. So clearly they were going off the idea that, yo, we can price this at the same price as Overwatch and sell it great, just like Overwatch did. But no, not anymore, man. It's been 8 years. You can't do that. That's not how this works. So they're just on a way, way outdated formula, and I hope that they go ahead and they re-release this game with maybe more characters or something. Add a bit more, you know, maybe a new mode, in fact. Get something else thrown in there. And release it free to play right when Secret Levels drops the episode of Concord, right around then. Because Secret Levels coming this December is going to have an episode dedicated to Concord. And if people are into it, because I think the cinematics for this game are fucking outstanding, by the way. The cinematics when playing this game, like, as like when you launch the game for the first time, they'll give you a few cinematics for storytelling, and it looks amazing, bro. It looks insane. And the Secret Levels is probably going to look just as good, maybe even better. And so if people get hyped off that a little bit, and they're like, yo, I kind of wish I tried this out. This looks sick as fuck. And you release it free to play, you might get a little bit of a revival right there, and you'll actually be looking pretty decent. So I do hope they do that come December. We'll have to see. But it doesn't seem like they're fully disbanding it, because their yearly quarter ends in March. So if it fails again as free to play in December, they can still just cancel it again and do a tax write-off off of it. But I would imagine they want to try and recover something that took 8 years and that much money. They'd want to try and recover some money rather than just refund everyone, scrap the game, tax write-off, we lose money. Because you still lost money and time there. So we'll just have to see what happens. I do feel bad for anyone who didn't get to experience this game if it never comes back, because it really is pretty good. It's a solid fucking game. It feels complete. Yes, could it have used more modes? Sure. But there's no, like, real buggy problems. The game's stable as fuck. The game plays well. You know, maybe some characters felt unbalanced, but I mean, you were at the launch of the game, right? We were like a week or two in. There was going to be unbalanced problems, but for overall, it felt like almost every character was completely usable. And that's just very impressive to me. But it's a damn shame the game is shut down this quickly. Only one other game with this much hype. Not this much hype. This game had no hype. But there's only one game that's really been a big name that is shut down this quickly, and that's The Day Before. And that was built off pure deceit and fake bullshit. This just wasn't the right time to do something like this. It could have worked, but you did about everything wrong when it came to its marketing, when it came to its pricing, when it came to just everything you did. I don't know what PlayStation was thinking when they did do this game. This game would have been amazing as a story game. If this was a side mode to a single player game, a multiplayer side mode, my God, that would be such a good game. But instead, we're stuck with a game that died 2 weeks after it launched, and hopefully it comes back in a free-to-play kind of way. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for the video. I'm just going to let the gameplay play out for the rest of the video. I just commentated over a good bit of it, but this is kind of an archived gameplay of the game, you know, because there might be a chance that this never comes back. So just, yeah, revel in the gameplay and see what you could have played. I mean, yes, it looks basic, and yes, it looks like Destiny 2, but I'd honestly say it is better gameplay than Destiny 2 itself. But yeah, guys, hit thumbs up button if you did enjoy. I am very sad this game failed. I am very sad that this game failed, but at the end of the day, I do think it was inevitable from the very beginning. It wasn't going to happen. It wasn't meant to be. We'll just have to see what they do in the future. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I'll give them something to look at. Falling back to kill. Throwing smoke grenade. Watch my back! Alright, this one's ours!
GG.
This right here, best crew in the galaxy. No contest.
Prudent choice.
On my mark. Take the rival crew's bounty cards. An old free gunner tradition.